The dust from the narrow, winding road settled slowly as the traveler approached the village of Odu. No one saw how he came. One moment the path was empty. The next, he stood at the gates with a confident smile and a strange leather bag slung across his back. The elders welcomed him with cautious politeness. Strangers were rare in Odu, and this one was different. His voice was smooth like honey, and his eyes sparkled with the kind of secrets that made the hair on one's neck stand. But he charmed them all with stories of distant lands and ancient cities that kissed the skies. That evening, he sat by the central fire, spinning tales that made jaws drop and children forget their supper. The traveler introduced himself as Kanu, and with each story he told, the villagers leaned in closer, their minds painting the lands he spoke of. His words flowed like magic. The chief, a usually reserved man, offered him the best hut and fresh palm wine. But among the listeners sat a young girl, Adaeze, barely 17, who did not drink in the stories with the same awe. She watched Kanu carefully. Something about him felt split. Over the next few days, Kanu became a village sensation. He helped repair roofs, taught new songs, and even told the farmers when the next rains would come, his predictions always accurate. The women swooned, the children followed him like chicks behind a hen, and the men welcomed his strength in their work. But at night, strange things began to happen. The goats bleated wildly, shadows moved where no one stood, and always Adaeze felt eyes on her. Not one pair, but two. One night, unable to sleep, Adaeze decided to fetch water from the well. The moon hung high, casting silver shadows on the path. As she turned a corner near the banana grove, she heard murmurs, not the kind made by men, but something darker, deeper, echoing from within itself. She crouched in the bushes, her breath caught, and then, from the corner of her eye, she saw him, Kanu, but his back twisted. A second head slowly emerged from beneath his cloak, its skin pale and stretched, its mouth moving with a growl instead of words. Adaeze gasped silently, stumbling backward, but the creature did not hear her. It argued with Kanu. Two voices from one body, one calm, one cruel. She stayed until the second head sank again into the traveler's shoulders, disappearing as if it had never been. At dawn, Adaeze sat alone beneath the kola tree, unsure of what she had witnessed. Was it a dream, a trick of the moonlight? But deep down, she knew the truth. She told no one, not yet. She began to follow Kanu discreetly during the day, always careful not to be seen. She noticed how he avoided mirrors, how animals trembled when he walked by, and how he sometimes whispered to himself when no one was around. One evening, he went into the forest behind the yam farms. Adaeze crept after him. In a small clearing, he dropped his cloak and stood before a tree with strange carvings, symbols she'd only seen in forbidden books kept by the old priestess. Kanu raised his hands, chanting words that bent the air, and then, for the first time, his full transformation began. The second head emerged fully, and this time the body twisted, half beast, half man. Adaeze turned to run, but snapped a twig beneath her foot. Kanu turned. Both heads stared. He did not chase her. Instead, he sighed deeply and spoke in his normal voice. "You saw, didn't you?" Adaeze stepped out of the shadows slowly, fear gripping her throat. "What are you?" He nodded, his eyes sad. "A cursed one." And so he told her his story, of how he was once a prince, tricked into sharing his soul with a demon for power and wisdom. The curse gave him two minds, two lives, two voices. But the demon had grown stronger over time. Now it wanted full control. "I came to Odu not to harm it," he said softly, "but to rest, to find peace before I'm gone." Adaeze didn't run. She didn't scream. She sat beside him under the moonlight, listening to the tale of a man who had once wanted greatness, but now only craved silence. "You're not alone anymore," she said quietly. The demon had long been silenced. The second head had vanished the moment Kanu chose to tell the truth instead of hide. Kanu never knew telling Adaeze, the virgin with a pure heart, was a taboo to the curse the demon had inflicted on him. And though, when he went back to his village, the villagers were angry at him for the greed he exhibited, Adaeze explained to them how humble and regretful Kanu has been. He was also a helpful and good man to the people in her village as well. Kanu had paid the price for his actions, and that was a lesson for all. He took his throne back as the king, this time as a selfless and humble king who took the interest of his people first. The two towns agreed for Kanu and Adaeze to get married. They brought unity amongst the two villages and gave birth to 3 boys and a girl. Years later, when Kanu passed, the villagers built a statue of him at the village square. And beneath the statue, they carved words into the rock saying, "He traded power for peace, and in the end found both and love." And so, the tale ended not with fear or fire, but with stillness, wisdom, and the unity that kept their memory alive.
Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.